I'm Hez Stalkup, and I'm here with Jane Foley, and this is Jane's studio.
Welcome.
Welcome on behalf of Jane. So Jane, I am interested in talking to you about your work.
Yes. This month we are curating a series of posts for Florimancy under the theme Shitty Poetic Aesthetic.
Yeah.
And these will be photos, interviews with other artists, documentation of projects in progress. This spring I was working with some objects that are typically kind of a stand-in for a certain feeling of paradise. So these inflatable palm trees that are very throwaway, disposable, cliche fun objects that I just love the life of the object itself. When you open the package and it's deflated and it's floppy, and then you blow it up, and then it seems to have this other life where it needs to be in a pool. You know, a blow-up palm tree just sitting in a parking lot next to a car automatically feels really sad, whereas you take the same object and you put it where it's supposed to go, and then it's, you know, cute or normal or whatever. So this line right between like something being really great and something being really a downer.
Yes.
I feel like is where I've been going with some sculptures. I have taken some of the inflatables and cast concrete inside of them and turned them into lamps in this series that I call Sad Lamps. This name Sad Lamps actually came from these lamps that are for seasonal affective disorder, which is called sad.
Yes.
So I think it's funny, like the sad lamp treatment. I'm not trying to make fun of seasonal affective disorder for sure, but just this idea that this like concrete object that would sink in a pool. So taking these objects that seem to have a double life in paradise, but also in disappointment, and just, I don't know, just exploring some dark comedy through sculpture.
Can you speak a little bit about how audio plays a role in you thinking about gallery spaces and you thinking about how to present things?
Yeah.
And I think you were mentioning this to me before, that how to make use of spaces that are unconventional as gallery spaces, and using sound and recordings of sound as a way to do that.
Yeah, I think that I'm definitely fascinated with making a space within a space. I think that when I see a gallery as a space to play sound, I don't usually want to play it on headphones, because then when you're in a gallery, you are watching somebody listening. So when you're wearing headphones, you have this feeling that somebody's waiting for the headphones, or somebody sees you listening, and therefore you might be sort of, without even meaning to, performative about how you're behaving or something like that. So I'm really interested in creating these smaller acoustic spaces, like a little dome or a structure that you can crawl into or something like that, to kind of have within a gallery a space that is designated for the sound. So you step into a threshold and there it is. I like breaking larger spaces down to something smaller, but also creating a space for social listening. So instead of isolating one person and listening on headphones, a way that we often do in galleries, I would rather it be a space that can fit 4 to 8 people or something like that, and then everyone listens together and you're not trying to be somewhere else. I haven't studied architecture formally, but it is a great love of mine, and I feel like it's something I'm always grappling with. How spaces make you feel, what makes something home-like, what is domestic versus public spaces. And also, I make a lot of my best work, I think, while I'm on residencies away from home. And so I think that I'm always I don't know, looking for placehood, identity regarding built structures. Trying to either build some structures that feel a certain way or respond to the feel of what's already there. So I think that's part of what fascinates me by just using sound as a way to explore a city or different spaces, either by playing it in a space or traversing spaces to record. So, I don't know. I mean, to me, it ties perfectly to this idea of like finding home, or what is feeling at home.
Yeah.
Whether or not it involves an actual structure or not.